All right.
This is the fun part of waiting. Everything to go out. All right.
I just heard you say that twice, John. So we're live, and now I'm talking to myself. So
You're talking to yourself. You're a little crazy today, huh?
So this is the beauty of controlling a Twitch to a Twitch channel while you're going live. I'm talking to you guys. I'm going to hear it at the same time. So we're going to give it a few minutes while we start to build the audience, since the alerts, I believe, have started to go out. Yeah, so the YouTube one's out. I know Damien will be around shortly. So if you're joining us, if you happen to be on, I don't know who's all on. There's a few people on the Geek Together. We're just waiting a few minutes, letting those alerts go out. There we go. I just saw the one on Twitch go out. So
yeah, just went out.
We are waiting just a few minutes, and then we'll get started here. As long as I remember to hit that audio button for this and don't try to do it like we did a few times ago. That totally forgot the music. It totally threw everything off.
I got something this week.
So we're live on YouTube also.
Live on YouTube also.
That's not live on YouTube. That's what it was.
If you're with us on Twitch over on the Geek Together channel, give us a shout out in the chat. But we know who's all here.
Well, it's me and you so far.
Well, I'm showing 7 people on there.
We're 2.
Okay, I'm back. I forgot I muted my mic.
I was about to say, I didn't know you were gone, Michael.
Well, you said who was here. I said I was here, and then I realized my mic was muted.
Let's see. All right, we got about 30 seconds or so. John, you got YouTube over there? Are you watching it there?
Yeah, I got both.
Okay. Let's see, jumping in on the mod view here for Twitch. All right, y'all ready?
Yep.
Are you ready?
Yeah, we can go.
Let's jump into this. All right, there we go. Sorry, this is kind of weird. The music was ending in my ears.
And
It's going live, so I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? Hey everybody, it's the Brothers Newland. We're here
Hello, everybody.
for a Toy Rewind collector showcase in partnership with Geek Together. So shout out to Geek Together. We'll get started with that. I'm Andrew. John's above me. Michael's over there. And these two guys over here beside me, it's Charlie and Randy from the Dusty Attic Toy Show. We wanted to chat with them about local toy shows. I know there's lots of talk about Comic-Cons, all that stuff going on. Who's missed what? I know you guys missed quite a bit of being able to do the toy show, but we just kind of want to chat with you guys about that, especially the local side of it, because not everybody can get to those cons. But local toy shows, I bet they're everywhere.
Yep.
So, Michael, you got questions? You got stuff to roll this? I'm actually still trying to watch the NHL draft, so I'm going to do both and kind of double task this. So,
All right.
Keep us up to date.
I will keep you up to date.
Yeah, we're just, the the collector showcase, just we go talk to different people with different aspects through different aspects of the collecting community. We've talked to people who's own a store. We talked to Av. We've talked to people who collect different things, all the way down to collecting shoes.
And
a little bit of
making
everything.
their own toys. Don't forget about Christina.
And we've talked to Christina as well. It's about making her own with Deathly Cute. But we brought Randy and Charlie on just to kind of talk about how and what all goes on in putting a show out there for collectors and stuff like that. I know I've been part of it several times. I look forward to the next month. We'll be there as well for the Dusty Attic Toy Show, and it's a lot of fun. It's not real. I'm not there I'm not making any money because I usually just sell things for whatever I get it for. So I'm just there pretty much to meet new people and just for the community. The collecting community is what I'm pretty much there for. I enjoy seeing all the collectors and everybody like that. And but Randy and Charlie there. So tell us a little bit how you guys get into collecting and what do you what's your main collecting aspect of y'all's collection?
I'll let you start. Oh, God. Okay. You go ahead. I started back in 2000. I ran into a guy I worked with and found out he collected Hot Wheels. On slow days at work, we would leave work and hit the local Walmarts and Targets early and this and that. I played with Hot Wheels when I was a kid. And then once I ran into him and realized it's a thing still, and I jumped back into it, and I got back into it. And because I've worked on airplanes for the last 35 years, my main casting that I collect is Mad Props. So, and then
Completist.
Completist.
Yeah.
And then a Street Rodder behind that. I love the Bone Shaker, but there's a lot of people that love the Bone Shakers too. So, but I like it because it's true. It's a real thing. So
I think that's one of my favorite Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
It's just cool.
Oh yeah. But it's real. It's not a futuristic thing, or it can't. Well, we've seen it at the Legends Tour. It's cool.
That's the reason why it's one of the top 10 of Hot Wheels castings of all time. So real big reason why. So as far as myself, my collecting goes back to when I was a child. So my father and his little brother, my Uncle Susie, were comic readers, die-cast collectors, action figure guys growing up. So all of their toys got carried over to when I was a child. And so I picked up all of their collection, and then I continued my collection on. So I've been collecting since I was probably 7, 8 years old. Okay.
Wow.
So a long time. Not only die-cast, but all facets of Toyland, man. There's not a toy out there that I'm not fascinated with or have a story behind, or a company that manufactures something over in Europe. I mean, you start a wormhole with toys, and it's such a great feeling to be an avid collector, to go back and get the history of them and where they come from, and just overall, how is it marketed there? I mean, I go that far into some of the things, but I enjoy, love, absolutely just adore the way that the hobby brings families together and kind of bridges a gap between us being older and then staying younger. So that's the beauty of toy collecting in general, But doing it many years, I can tell you, I can share stories. I love listening to other people's stories. So that's kind of like what we do in general with our show, is that we bring that homage, if you will, to toy collecting to everybody. So that's what we're about, man. We're about just one big happy toy show family.
Nice. Yeah, I know myself, I've been collecting since, I want to say 92, I guess. I started collecting.
We can see.
I played. Yeah, you can see my background. All this. I mean, this is probably, this isn't even the tip of the iceberg for.
I know what you mean.
No, that's only the tip. That's only a fit, Michael, because of all those crates you have covered up with stuff that nobody
Yeah.
can see.
Yeah. I got stuff lined up. Everything's organized over here. Then I've got another little place stored away with all my mainline sets and stuff that I've put together.
I don't know if we ever said it on here, Michael, but if anybody does remember, you were using crates as a desk when we first started.
Yeah, when I first started, I didn't have a desk. I
Man.
had all it up, and I was sitting on top of the crates. But
It's like
the storage
spare bedroom.
yeah.
The spare
Exactly.
bedroom. It looked like a bed, but no, it's nothing but crates.
Yep.
Yep.
Don't
Yeah.
get us
It's
started.
crates.
Yeah, so I mean, I started just collecting Hot Wheels, and then it's kind of blossomed since then. I've got, and I got more into the toys when I growing up with like the Transformers, and I'd have picked up some Funko Pops that relate to stuff that I grew up with, like the Goonies and the Transformer Pops like that, and Back to the Future I've got, and I collect all the Superman related pops as well. But I've got a little bit of everything, it's neat to go to the show and pretty much find almost anything that you're looking for with all the people, the vendors and stuff you guys have. So just tell us a little bit how the DAT show got started and all that. I know, all the way back to the Red Oak days and back before I started showing up to the shows. So, how did that get started like that?
9 years ago, I literally ran into another collector in the Red Oak Walmart opening, and we got to talking, found out he was local like I was, and then we were talking about the other shows and this and that, and how there was nothing down south of Dallas as far as toy show. And we got to talking, started looking around, found the Red Oak Fun Center, which we went and looked at, negotiated a price with that lady, and started there. Those two that I started that show with have moved on and met Randy at a show over here in Mesquite by accident, and we got to talking and
Accident.
One door prize ticket.
yeah,
One door prize. ticket.
one door prize ticket, and then the Brotherhood started, and then he stepped in, helped with advertisement and this and that, and saw the facility, liked it, and the other two have just fallen off to the wayside, and Randy and I have ran with it.
Predominant careers now. Okay.
Oh yeah,
We're both cool people too, as well. All right. So, but very true though. Very true.
yep.
When I met this guy, this was just one of the. It just reminded me of somebody that I went to school with for many years. We sat and talked and just gelled immediately, and it was very strange. I mean, it just happened. We're the same age, and all that stuff. It was just it meant to be kind of deal.
Yep.
So it was really a great experience to be part of it. The last, I don't know how many, 6 years. I guess.
6 years.
6 years, yeah. Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun.
But when COVID hit, we had a waiting list of 15, 17 vendors trying to get into the Red Oak show, and we were talking to them about expanding their building and this and that. But when COVID hit, because they're an elderly couple that own that building, they shut it down, which we don't blame them one bit, especially with their age. So Randy and I started talking and said, we've got to find a bigger place. This is the perfect opportunity for us to do it. So we started looking around. The first one we liked, but they wouldn't work with us on a price. And then we found this place, and we love them.
Back from our contact, we were before I was in TV and radio back home. That bond that I had there with the particular nonprofit organization there blossomed our new building, and it just paid forward, if you will. It was really cool. We've got a really good relationship with the Hella Shriners Event Center. So it's a beautiful facility, over 10,000 square feet on the main floor, and that's not including the other rooms that are adjacent. And it's just a wonderful, very bright, high ceilings, excellent back system. It's just a great place to hold a show like that.
Yeah, I noticed. I did a couple shows there in Red Oak, and I've been there several times.
It was fun though.
Just shopping and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was nice, but the last couple times I was there and I set up a couple times. I noticed how crowded it was starting to get.
Yeah.
And I know you had several people on the waiting list to get into to be vendors as well. I think I was lucky enough the last couple of times to actually be part of that. And it was to me, it seemed like it was starting to outgrow the venue that y'all had. So
exactly,
it was kind of time to find a bigger place. So
we love Miss Mary. She's such a great person in that family. It's wonderful, Larry and all of them. But they knew it was going to happen eventually. But COVID kind of took us all for a spin, man. I mean, everybody. I mean, y'all's podcast, everything kind of. We reverted to what we're doing now virtually to have fun entertainment. And I'm just glad that we're opening back up and now you guys can really angle it that way and show things. We'd love to have y'all do a podcast there live at the show one day if you want to. I know it takes a lot to do all this stuff. I see you guys working it, but just something simple, to let people see what goes on and just the overall ambience. There's such a good level in there and such a good positive level of things, and so many kids having a great time. And it's just when you outgrow a facility, like Michael was saying, we've now come into the same position again. We have more people on the waiting list.
Oh yeah,
wanting to get in as vendors. So it kind of replicated itself again, but we're working through that process. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody can set up every Sunday.
Yeah,
so
right.
We kind of rotate people in and out.
So yeah, I know we enjoyed. I know all three of us showed up a couple months ago. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Charlie.
You're right.
No, you're fine.
So yeah, we all came and we enjoyed walking around. I know me and John got to walk around a little bit more since Michael was trying to sell stuff. Somebody's
I
got to
wasn't
make
going to
some
take
money.
part in trying to sell his stuff when I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, I had a few people I was standing there be like, "How much you want for this?" I'm like, I don't know. It's not Funko. I have no idea. Sorry. We would walk around and we were challenging people, and it was a lot of fun because we would get on our Instagram and be like, "Hey, ask us to find something," and we had some people like, "Hey, find something that's Star Trek," and we'd try to find the oldest Star Trek stuff. And the cool thing about that is you have so much there. It's not just Hot Wheels. It's not just Funko. You've got artists there. You've got I bought some brand new Legos. I mean, all kinds of stuff.
Bingo.
So, and I found quite a few things that, I got an extensive collection of Batman behind me, but I found some stuff that I didn't have. And
that's good.
So it's always nice to be able to extend that. And, like I mentioned, the big cons are great, but those only happen a couple times a year, and you got to travel for them and whatnot. But the local shows, like what you guys have set up, it's great because it's going to help, I think, push that the community out and have people that can connect personally and everything. And it's amazing.
Well, to me, I think that you've hit it kind of on the head right there, Andrew, is that, we've always been how the evolution of the Dusty Attic Toy Show went. We went from die-cast with a little bit of toys. Then the needle started moving more to about a good 50-50 blend. And now we've got an excellent blend with good crafts and artists and comics and a little bit more realms of toys in there. So we're trying to find a happy balance that everybody can come and have a little enjoyment for their time. But you hit it on the head a minute ago about cons. Cons are one of the things that people save up to do because you've got to have that autographed, you got to sit in this one, and you got to have that exclusive piece, and then this stuff. So you're spending a lot of money at these cons.
Right.
Well, what we're going to try to do as a toy show, and I can share this with you guys, is that we're trying to bring a little bit of con to every month. So we'll try to give a little facet of something that you would see at a con, maybe every month, maybe every other month, because we're not competing with the con, but we want to be able to give you that facet on a level because, like we said before, a lot of people don't get to go to those cons because they're too expensive. Yeah. So we're going to bring that aspect to our toy show for y'all.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
That's awesome. Especially if you guys keep growing. Because I went to Red Oak. Did I go twice with you, Michael? Once or twice, I don't remember. And I know we had a lot of fun.
At least once, I remember.
Yeah, I think it was at least once. We had a lot of fun. But then as soon as I walked into that place, the Shriner place, like it's huge. Like you said, it's very bright. You can't miss anything that's in there.
Oh no.
And it's amazing. So
I mean, I think my son was with me and my daughter was too, but Jackson, I think, had the more fun because him and Andrew, he was trying to find all the Batmans Andrew didn't have.
yeah, he was trying to find one. Yeah.
It's like every trip we'd go around, you'd see something different.
Yeah.
You know, no matter how many times we walked around, we'd see something different on it. I mean, table I sat there and looked at 10 minutes and then I would walk off, come back 30 minutes later, and I was like, oh, I didn't see this.
Yep.
You know, so
Yeah.
And I think one of the cool things about that, you were there with your kids. And that's something that Charlie and I wanted to focus on mainly, was getting those parents to bring their kids to share with them the toys that they had when they were a kid and how it relates to today, you know, because like, you know, take for instance, Big Boy here, you know, this bank is classic. That's vintage. But the thing is, I have a replica of him over here that's brand new, you know. So, but this was the original, but that was a replica. And a lot of folks, when they see that retroness of the toys, I think that's something that that they would love and respect, knowing that their parent had that or knew about that, and now it's cool again, you know.
Yeah.
So that's something that it's relatable. You're creating a whole new memory right there with your child on a toy that you have a memory with. So that's what's so important about our environment, is creates memories.
And that's what I was telling a dad this last weekend at a show we were at. He was asking, so what advice do you have as far as collecting Hot Wheels? And I told him, I said, what I tell most dads is when you go to the store and your son is looking at him, this and that, if he picks one out, buy two of the exact same thing. Take one home and play with it, stick the other one in a box, and when he turns 18, 19, 20, pull that box out and say, hey, remember you used to play with this as a kid? Here's an exact one still in the package. It may not be worth some money, it may be, but he can remember back, hey, I used to play with that.
Mm-hmm.
I wish my dad would have done that with me.
And there's some of our toys we wish we would have still had.
$5 stuff in the sandbox in Oak Cliff.
Oh yeah, definitely. I know there's quite a few Hot Wheels probably still buried out behind our old house here in town.
Yep, I agree.
Oh, you know.
So I know that one to rock, one to stock, you know, is kind of something that's happening.
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah, that's the term. One to rock, one to stock. There's also another one that's the three things. I don't remember what it is.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so that's what, like with my collection, I had it in a box for so long, and I wasn't getting enjoyment out of it, and so I just busted it all out. I got to get everything out. I want to look at everything. I want to see it, but still keeping the artwork and stuff, you know, behind it so that I can look at it and see.
Look at your Funko there, Andrew. I mean, you have it out of the box, but you still have the preservation of the box. That was a toy that was designed to be taken out of the box and enjoyed outside, you know. I mean, I have an open collection of some of my most favorite ones, and then I have sealed boxes too of them as well.
Yeah.
So I like to make little displays, make little, you know, dioramas, if you will. And I mean, it's just a lot of fun, and it keeps you young at heart, man.
Yeah. All right, so I do have a couple questions for the both of you guys. So we kind of talked about how you guys got started, how you guys got going, but personally, for each one of you, what's the one favorite collectible? And I wish I would have given you guys these beforehand so you could bring it with you. It's something I need to do better. But the one collectible that you have is just your favorite out of everything that you have.
Wow.
That is a tough question because I know Michael probably couldn't figure it out. He's got a lot there. I couldn't. John's got a little bit easier chance there at getting something.
I'll answer first. Randy's thinking.
Yeah. Well, there's so many.
I have a custom bone shaker that I got from a collector in Indonesia, and it is what he did is he took the bone shaker and painted it a flat white, and he's come back and he's penciled it, and it looks cartoonish, but it's the 3D.
It's almost like when you lay it on a piece of white paper, it looks like it blends into like a black and white comic.
Yeah.
They're absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
So this one I'm going to pull this up. This one isn't a bone shaker, but this is it's a truck. I couldn't tell you what kind of truck it is.
Well, let's see.
But this is directly off of.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's same artist. He did that truck for me as well.
So this is the same design. Obviously, like I said, not your bone shaker, but the same style. And this is amazing.
Oh yeah.
This just looks awesome.
He does some phenomenal work.
So that's the bone shaker. Obviously, like I said, that one's not yours. So that's your favorite. So Randy.
Well, unfortunately, mine's not a diecast. Okay.
Well, that's good. That's good.
That's fine.
But I can tell you this is that without this particular cartoon growing up, I don't think that I would have ever. Oh gosh, this is so. It's not embarrassing either. It's an honor actually, because with toys, there's no such thing as embarrassment. But I'm going to show you something that this was part of a Mervin's giveaway back in the day. Black Friday, back when that was a big thing. Remember, you had to go into the store. This is an actual Frosty the Snowman bobblehead.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, wow.
Okay. Now, not only that, but it's also I met the actual creator, Paul Coker Jr., and he autographed it for me on the back, and we had a nice little conversation about meeting my childhood hero that drew my most famous snowman of all. Happy birthday! So this guy is like my all-time. If you've seen a lot of some of the artwork that I do and stuff, I kind of incorporate kind of that little posture there for myself here. The little thing over here.
Yeah.
I kind of incorporate him in a little bit of everything of me when I do it, right? But this little guy's I have a train set, I have a chessboard, I have these, I have plushes, I have a Build-A-Bear. Tanya, she's so embarrassed by it sometimes. But, anyway, I have one that's signed, and then I have one that's still in the container. So, but these were, like I said, a Mervin's giveaway, and it's one of my most prized possessions that I got. So
that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome.
Frosty,
okay,
Frosty's a pretty good one there.
So, like I said, I know you guys talked about how you got started as far as like the show and whatnot, but and I know Michael mentioned he started collecting in '92. Michael, do you remember what your very first toy that you considered collecting is?
It was Hot Wheels. I had some, collector numbers, what they're referred to as now. At that time in '92. And me being a completionist as far as collecting baseball cards, I had to build a whole set, and my deal was I had to do it all by hand, not going by a box that's already put together. And I'd do it by hand. So, and then once I noticed the Hot Wheels that I were picking up that had those collector numbers on there, because growing up they didn't have the collector numbers on there. They were you just open them up. So in '89, Hot Wheels started putting numbers on there so you can put the whole set together, and that just kind of grew and grew with me try to get I still don't have a full set, which is almost impossible kind of with certain cars, but yeah, that's what it was. Most of mine were collector numbers, and if you see up along the wall up there, that's start at number 2 right up there. Because actually, I have number 1, which I bought at the Dusty Attic show. The old number 5 on the number 1 card. I bought that there. That was my first big purchase as a Hot Wheel collector. But I do want to thank Randy and Charlie for having the show there for me to actually find one and get one for a good price. So, but. Yeah, so really the first thing I started collecting was Hot Wheels, and then I started picking up a few Transformers, from there. So that's kind of how it kind of set up from there. And then, I got into NASCAR and stuff as well, and I got a lot of NASCAR diecast too to go with that.
So Randy, Charlie, do you remember what your first thing that was considered a collectible?
Talking about that sandbox and this and that. It was the iced tea. It's it's in that sandbox somewhere. But I can remember playing with that, and that's one of the ones that, Dad, why didn't you buy an extra one? But yeah, that was one of my favorites growing up.
Well, for myself, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Hot Wheels was a given because that was something that's how we did yard work. We picked up people's leaves, dog poops, and all that stuff in the backyards to raise money to go buy diecast, because that was the trading thing back then. But one of the first things that I ever bought that I said, I'm going to collect the whole thing. That's what you asked, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't grow up, very wealthy or anything. We were a very poor family. So the Kmart GoBots were like the very first thing that I saw. And I'm like going, dude, I said, I can do this because it's not as much as those, and I said, and I can afford these. So I said, I'm going to do this whole line. So somewhere between California and Texas, when we moved one time, they got misplaced or stolen or something. A lot of my toys got stolen when we moved back to Texas from California, and that those GoBots are forever gone. So I didn't have the original ones. That was one of my things growing up, but I still love the Transformers. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Optimus is still my homeboy, and Bumblebee is my dude. So, but I'm just like, the GoBots were that piece because I was, such a young man, and I was like going, I could do. And I was my best friend Doug, who this guy reminds me of my best friend. I'm like doing. We can do this, man. We can average this many yards a week, and we can do this. This is what we got to do, And we had them all lined up in his room, and they were just gorgeous, man. But they were the knockoffs, if you will, of the Transformers.
Right.
Yeah. We may have to have you on when we talk about GoBots because you're probably the first person I've ever heard of actually have good fond memories of GoBots.
Right.
I mean,
believe me. I mean, I wanted them though. I think I did wind up buying a couple of Transformers, and as we around birthday time, I always got a little birthday money, so I did. But now the GoBots were the fun thing, man, for us, and they were just they were everywhere, at Kmart at that time, So.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael, John, just an idea.
We're dating ourselves.
Just an idea. Maybe we have Sully and Randy on when we talk about GoBots. We'll see.
Yeah, Sully he's a big Transformer guy.
He's a big Transformer guy.
Ooh, cool.
Definitely hates the GoBots.
What was y'all's? Okay, I know that y'all probably shopped Hot Wheels too, right, Mike?
Yeah.
You're what, 45, 46 years old?
I am 44.
44, right. Okay. So you were into that point at, let's see, so that would have put you after the Enamel 75. So you were 84 when you were probably.
I was getting into it, the early mid 80s, yeah.
Mid 80s, okay. Yeah. That was Real Rider era.
Yeah.
So that was Real Rider era, still stamp. That's a great era. Man, think about that if you would have hopped in those bad boys.
Yeah.
John, do you have any idea what they're talking about?
No.
Got one right there.
This one here.
Oh, there you go.
That's a Funny Money complete there.
Mm-hmm.
My baby. So I love the Funny Money. It's one of my favorite castings. But all those cars that we had, all the enamel red line that I left on the shelf because I'm not going, I love the Spectre Flame. I don't really like that enamel. I'm not going, God, we could have had a fortune here, But who's to, it's such is life, as they say.
Right.
I those things went clearance for 40 cents a piece on TGNY. There you go. You haven't heard that in a while.
Oh, that's
So, but the things that we passed on growing up.
All right. So one more question for you. What's
Okay.
the most recent thing that you've bought or you've purchased for your collection?
Like today?
I mean, probably about 20 minutes before we started, right? I mean,
Well, let's see.
Maybe 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Today's Comic Book Wednesday, so I went and got the books for my War of the Bounty Hunter series.
Okay.
So today, Jabba the Hutt #1 dropped, Darth Vader #14, and no, those are the only two that dropped today. So those are the things I added today. I had them over here. You see them?
So more things for so that's the comic book collection. So more things for
Oh,
that's always good.
comic books. Oh, dude, that's Andrew, that's one of my worst things, man, is that I go through books like you wouldn't believe. So it's crazy. And, as you said, you mentioned that we had comic artists at our show. Y'all haven't seen some, wait till we get down the road, man. We've got some really big surprises going to be coming out.
So you're gonna have to keep us all in the loop so we can come do those live events.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
To help push that out, because I know there's quite a few people watching that are not necessarily in Texas, or even in North Texas. So we want to let them see what's going on also, because that's part of what we like to do is just kind of push out to everybody and have the whole thing. So I suggest to everybody that's watching, or just everybody, if you're looking for something, look for those local shows, because like you mentioned earlier, the cost. You can go in and see people, have fun, find new things that you might not have really known was around, that people were, like yours, dusty attic. If somebody has in their attic, they're just looking to get rid of it. Maybe it works great with your collection.
That's how we came up with the name.
Well, we had a lady that wanted to bring out to do appraisals, to get appraisals on her toy. I said, "Wow," I said, "I don't think I quite work for Heritage Auctions just yet, but I said, we could help you at least get a pinpoint of things, and maybe that's something that we can work later on, do like an antique roadshow kind of deal, and do a segment like that with some actual. I'm checking into it. Adding to my list of things, a curator, if you will, for toys that can come to the show and do a little more history on it. I mean, we do a pretty good job. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, but to have somebody out and assign a value to something, that's a lot of responsibility,
And I know, like, a lot of the stuff that I've got a lot of more newer stuff. But if you've got people bring in some older stuff that maybe they just found or they thought was cool, and they might not be able to find that history and find out exactly about it, like that big boy you've got right there. That thing's amazing, by the way. Or that Mork doll that you've got right there. Like, just having those and then being able to get history of them, if you don't know the whole history, not only a value, but just knowing more about toys and stuff. It's just a lot of fun.
See, the last one that we had was a German wind-up toys, the old tankers. They were from overseas, handcrafted, all painted, absolutely gorgeous. Lady sent me pictures, and so I actually sent her to another place that specializes in that. But I get that all the time when it comes to antique toys and very, very vintage stuff like that. Even some of the older dinky stuff that's come out, or that was been out. But you'd be surprised when they see Dusty Attic toys and they go, "Oh!" So they bring out these. I'm talking things that look like they just came off the shelf, and they're early 50s. It's amazing looking. So we've had the privilege of seeing some very, very vintage toys, and it's amazing sometimes to see what people can bring out of their attics. So.
Those are the big questions that I have for you guys. Just wondering about some of your personal collection stuff. So, by the way, whose Mork is that?
It's Randy's.
It's Randy's. Okay.
Oh no, that's Tanya's.
Oh, I'm sorry,
That's Tanya's. Yeah.
Oh, that's Tanya. Okay. Don't take somebody else's.
Yeah. We're trying to find her the Mindy, the open Mindy for her. So.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I got a question at the show. What is the most rarest piece you've ever seen that somebody had at the show?
And that's a good question.
Yeah,
They got to think about a lot of
think about
shows.
that.
A lot of shows.
There was some vintage Star Trek that Star Trek and Star Wars both. The Star Wars stuff, the original 12-backs are probably some of the most still sought after pieces out there from collectors. Some have different gradings of them. Some of them want, specific packaging and everything like that. But probably the Obi-Wan at one of the last shows that we did, or one of the first shows of the year that we did, was on a card. That one was gorgeous.
Wow.
And but I don't know if it's sold or not. It was one of those pieces that was just like, well, and when I bring out some of my stuff to do it to when we actually at a toy show working instead of working our own show, we don't set up at our shows, by the way. We can't do that.
Yeah,
But I do bring out some vintage stuff sometimes to kind of just tease the audience and let them see it. It just it's just our way of sharing stories with other people, and being it sealed in something they can hold it and kind of do like that. But I think probably some of the early vintage Star Wars pieces is one. But I mean, there's always things that come across the table that still, I just can't think of them at the moment, that they're just so current. I mean, they're just so amazing. And I know I'm missing out on several. And
Mr. Marshall with those Pokemon cards, and I don't know how.
Oh my gosh, those are some of the original Pokemon cards. Those things were just crazy. But man, there's just so many things. I'm gonna start cataloging things as they come along, because that's a very good question, and start taking pictures of these things for folks to see come through the door, because that they need to see that. But the one thing though that I know that you guys can attest for being set up there is that when it starts to get that vibe going on in the show, everything, because we're doing giveaways and we're talking with people and visiting with families and attending vendors, making sure everything is looking good, and they're doing well. I mean, when we have what we call our vendor team with us, it's real important for them to be engaged and instilled with people as they walk around and come up to your table. So we try to help them get established, because a lot of them still, even though after all the years of selling, sometimes they need a little push, So, you got to be able to do that. But that's a good point, and I'll start documenting some stuff.
Yeah, I know. We found that one table had the little water gun and the little ball, the Superman ball.
Yeah,
water gun. And then the Batman water gun. Batman Robin gun. Yeah, water gun.
It's just Batman. Yeah. One of our ladies watching, Priscilla Valor and Vellum here, is talking about taking the pictures of things and having a pretty good Instagram account there. I've been able to show old classic toys and stuff. So.
Yep.
And the good thing about that is, like, I was walking around taking pictures when we were there, and you just simply ask whoever's selling, like, hey, you mind if I take a couple pictures? Nobody seemed to care. They were like, yeah, not a big deal, not really taking anything from them, but also trying to make sure you have that permission. You don't want somebody to think you're trying to take something. But I guess you guys wouldn't be a problem if y'all just walked around and started taking pictures.
I think the way that the vloggers come in when they do their thing, and they're working up their channels now and so forth. Like you guys, are established, but the new guys coming up, and doing stuff, that they like to, they do ask permission ahead of time. And I said, as long as it's not a problem with the vendor, we don't have a problem with you. You can do it at the show. So same with y'all. Some folks, I haven't run across anybody yet.
Not really.
A
lot of them like the advertisement.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
It just provides more publicity to them, so, but we're good with it. But the one thing that you guys were hitting on just a little bit ago, the water pistols, the thing. Okay, now I don't know if y'all remember or not. Y'all are so much younger than I am. But they used to do. Dick Tracy had a water pistol set.
Yes.
Different styles. Remember those?
I've seen
I
them
remember
before,
them.
Okay, they may not be an expensive toy, but that is one of some of the coolest shapes that they ever had in water pistols before. So because each character had a different gun, so that kicked that off just a minute ago. Because Dick Tracy was, one of the things growing up with. No, I thought she had something to say, but she didn't. My wife was over here on the side of me, keeping us in line. But that was one of the things, and of course. Some of the original MASH toys, that took them forever to get licensing in to get those toys done at a certain time because of the public wanting. So because they already had G.I. Joe and they already had the Army Men and stuff like that from Marks and stuff like that. And, those were some toys that were available, like, I think probably 5-6 years down the road after the show originally came out. Or I can't remember the time gap in there, but it was a very odd time gap. And they didn't sell well because they didn't come out at the time of the popularity of the TV show.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of toys that failed because of that fact. And it really is terrible because it's like there's no such thing as a bad toy. It's in somebody's eye that they created the thing, So it's like, can't go wrong with that, man. You can't go wrong with people's imagination. So.
Yeah, we kind of touched on that when we talked. We just did an episode on the Star Trek, the motion picture.
Oh yeah.
The toy line for that, just because the movie wasn't, it didn't have a lot of action in it. It was kind of a slow paced movie. The whole movie was kind of slow paced, and so the kids never really wanted the toys for that line. And then so the second wave came out, and it was never here in the U.S. It was all outside the U.S. So those pieces are hard to come by.
Yes.
So,
So
we touched on that. Yeah.
I will agree with you, Randy, that there's no bad toy. Now, bad ideas on placement. So this is the water gun.
no.
This is the Batman water gun.
You're gonna do that. Water pistol. Terrible. Oh my god.
So
Awesome at the same time.
I've only this is the only one of these I've ever seen in my life in person. I had seen it online and thought it was fake, and then I saw it at the show, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
I'm surprised you didn't buy it.
I actually
He wanted way too. He wanted way more than I could afford for that. I don't know for that and the Superman ball. It was. Do you remember how much you wanted, Michael?
It was 300 so for both of them.
Yeah, it was up there.
Yeah.
That water pistol there, I remember seeing that on the shelf, and I remember looking at it, and I'm like going, I don't know about that. I'm feeling about pulling the trigger, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, I love Batman, don't get me wrong, but that's something I was like, no, I'm going to pass on that one.
It was definitely something that I would love to have in my collection, but it would never be opened. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I like Priscilla's comment here. She says, "Oh my," and yes, oh my. Somebody created that.
Andrew, you wouldn't handle it? I'm sorry.
There's a lot of toys that. Well, remember? Okay, hey, Princess Leia in her slave outfit.
Uh-huh.
Remember how scanty she was in the actual movie, and then when they made the figure, how much all of that hoopla came. I come from a Bible town, okay. Those boys are blasphemous. It's like, oh my. I'm going, what? Wearing a swimsuit. What's the difference of, but it's made out of metal,
Yeah. Just a metal swimsuit.
Yeah, well, it is, But that was very racy for 80s, man. I was hey, we're getting, I was a young man, and I was like, hey, this is weird.
Amen, Star Wars.
Amen, Star Wars. But that was that beginning of thing, and then Go TV, Dukes of Hazzard, that was a big, drama for us, and y'all too as well. Daisy,
the Daisy Dukes.
Yeah, and their Daisy Dukes, and then you had, there was always something out there, that raised the persona and the collectability of a toy. It was just like, it was crazy, it was nuts. I mean, there's all those things, and then the collectability of magazines on top of that too, with some things. Man, it's all over the place.
Yeah, talking about stuff like that, going, Hot Wheels, back when they came out, 68, 69, they had pink Hot Wheels. Well, the boys didn't want to play with pink Hot Wheels. So now those are some of the hardest to find, the most expensive ones now are the pink ones from the Red Line era, so yeah.
Those pink Red Lines, I'm telling you, my favorite color in a Spectre Lime Hot Wheel is going to be antifreeze. That's my favorite, the antifreeze color.
Yeah, that's a good color.
The pink was always, they were always on the shelf. They're always there. But now, I mean, the Candy Striper, and its two versions that are out now by the RLC Club, those are, I mean, synonymous now with the pink culture, if you will. I mean, all the pink cars are revealed at the Nationals for their RLC car. Their product.
Where the dinner cars are all pink. Yeah.
I'm missing this one in a pink. If anybody out there has one, I need one open. Doesn't have to be in the baggie. Okay. So, but yeah, that pink is synonymous now. But I tell you what, a lot of the women love to collect those pink colors.
Amen.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
there's a big collector. That's a big collector's market.
I got one more question to ask about the show and everything.
Okay, go ahead.
And then we can start winding it down. So what is the community involvement that you guys do? It's a big deal. I think to getting the name out, and then get the show some attention, but then also you get, stuff like that. So what kind of, the community involvement and stuff, what all do y'all do to as far as community and stuff? I know I see a lot of stuff you guys post, but
before COVID, I was our 60-foot downhill track. We were taking it to Pop's Burger in Waxahachie every other Thursday, every other Thursday night. We were selling Hot Wheels for $1. All proceeds were going to Meals on Wheels, and doing so, we were advertising down there. So that was still when we were in Red Oak. So that was a good close connection. That way, it was close, local, and then
It went local. It helped right there in the community.
plus all the money was going to Meals on Wheels, so that helped us as well.
Mhm.
We enjoyed it. I met many families from down there were coming to the show because they loved the track, and they were, and in Red Oak that's what they were coming for, just for the track. Kids to come play.
On the other note of that, I guess being in the media market that I'm in, I mean, and coming from radio TV, I knew the communication gap between community and how to source it, and so I just applied that with organizations that we wanted to work with, and we chose. Both Charlie and I are diabetics, so the Diabetes Association was a given. There's a lot of things that we do for several other things. We've worked with the Scottish Rite. We've worked with, of course, now the Shriners. We've worked with private organizations with autism, certain areas of autism. We have families that have these milestones in their families with their children and family members. So that's what we focus on. We focus on them. I mean, they bring to us what that need is, and we do our best to put the word out there for folks, because believe it or not, a lot of folks don't understand, how much these guys are very much a part of our collectible lives. I mean, they're people too. They are not somebody to be taken hardly because of just some mishap in their life. This is something that they love the hobby. So we've got to make sure that we bring that awareness out. And of course, the other thing about it too, it lets them get away from all that. Lets them get away from all of that craziness in their life and just focus on the one thing, and that's the toy. A lot of them are Batman collectors, believe it or not. They love Batman, and
who doesn't love Batman?
Oh my gosh, I'm Batman, that kind of deal. And it's just, man, just to get them alone for a little while and just let them get away from everything. It just helps them out. But the community awareness is something that Charlie and I have always tried to focus on. Blood drive. We just did a couple of blood drives with the show, and we have a couple more scheduled for that. But we have some big things going to be happening this year with certain organizations, and we're very proud to be with. But the one big one that we did right before the end of COVID, or going into COVID, was the Texas Country Reporter Festival with CDLS, which is our dear friends, Carl. His daughter Julie has CDLS, and it's a very rare condition, and she is a beautiful, beautiful woman, his daughter. And but we raised money for her out there at that show, and that was fun. How long we were out there seemed like it didn't seem like we were out there that long, but it was the whole day. You know what I'm saying? We by that fast. So when you have a mission and you have a heart in something and a part in something, you just all the rest of the stuff just goes away, and you focus on the challenge ahead. So I guess that's something that we just kind of normally do. I mean, it's just when somebody asks us to help them out with something, we're there. Just give us a direction, and we'll go with it. So
that's how you know you have good people. Yeah. Somebody asks for something, and you're like, we'll figure it out, or we'll just let's do something.
Right.
Always out there to help and be awesome.
And you guys are also going on the road. You were at Forney last weekend? With the school, and then you guys are heading up to Oklahoma.
Tulsa. Yeah, we're going to Broken Arrow.
Broken Arrow. That's it.
Yeah, up there. That is a mega diecast show, man. This thing is 120 something odd tables. It's sold out. there's a lot of us that are traveling from the area that are going up there. So people are so friendly. They just receive everyone with open arms, man. It's a very good culture, and it's just
we did our first show there a couple months ago, and we walked in. They were like, "Hey, there's Randy and Charlie, Dusty Attic. Can we get a picture?" And we're like, "Just two guys that put on a show, you know."
But it was a lot of fun, and we really enjoyed the team that put that on there, that club, the T-Town Wheelers. They did a real good job, and but we're excited to be going back. And when you know somebody for so long with the organization, and Carl there, and it's just like we've talked over correspondence, but we've never actually met face to face. And when you do, it's like, oh yeah, it's like, oh yeah, Yeah. So it really is it's just a great environment. If y'all get an opportunity and you want to do a little road trip, and there's a lot of places to stop in between to do toy hunting.
Yeah.
We leave extra early to do that. Okay? We take how long does it take?
7 hours.
7 hours. We turn it into a 14-hour trip.
Yeah.
One way, and we'll get there at night before the next day to set up. But
all right, Randy, we're pulling out of the parking lot. Where's the next Walmart?
And
right down the street.
Got them all mapped.
Where's the
all
next
mapped on my phone. Go check it out, man. So, but it's always a fun trip to go out and toy hunt. That's true. But okay, before we get out of here, I know that we're running low on time. We do want to make an announcement for the August 8th show. Okay. So, first of all, as you can see, we have this 18 van here. See this big Funko Pop?
I was going to ask you what that was. I thought it said 18, but I couldn't tell.
That is the one.
The van.
This is B.A. Baracus.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Nice.
This is going to be given away at the show in one of the raffles that we're going to be doing. Okay. This is brought to you by Crazy Local Toys and Dusty Attic Toy Show. And then this one is the Tales from Space. The Michael J. Fox. This is the NECA figure.
That is awesome.
Nice.
That was
And it has
nice.
the space
I like
poles
that.
and stuff. That's going to be one of our prizes we're giving away. And of course, we always give away $25 in cash to not one, but two folks. So we'll give away some money off the bat to let people go shopping. And the special announcement that we want to make is that has something to do with this guy right here. See that?
Oh no. We're going to bring that up.
Oh,
Turtles.
Yep.
Monster trucks, right? Well, there's four of them, right?
Yeah.
So,
4 monster trucks or 4 turtles?
there's
Or turtle.
and there's four turtles. We got Raphael, we got Michelangelo, Donatello, and Leonardo.
Yeah.
They're going to be the full action live turtles will be at the show August 8th. So they're going to be in their get up, and they're going
Nice.
to be there we're going to try to get it from 10 to 1, okay? And they're going to be there. They'll be taking pictures with kiddos, everything like that. It's absolutely free. It's not going to cost anybody a dime. So
Wait.
just come out and hang out with the turtles and your crew and just have a great toy show experience.
You said pictures with kiddos.
Awesome.
Will you be judged as an adult to get
I'm
a
a
picture
kiddo
with
as
turtles?
well, brother.
Okay.
Don't worry. All right.
I just want to make sure
Andrew's geeking out right now.
there's
Yeah, I have to be this tall.
there's no age limit for the kiddo terminology. Okay, just want to make sure. Real quick, we are running a little. Do you have something, John? Oh, I was going to say, how can people find you guys? Socials, all that stuff.
We're on Facebook at Dusty Attic Toy Show. We're on Instagram, Dusty Attic Toy Show. Those are the two main medias we have. You can Google us. Dusty Attic Toy Show will be the first query of the search with maps and everything right there. Our phone numbers are all over the place. If you want to talk to us about possibly being a vendor, if you want to know the cost of admission, on our events, we have a button you can click right there to buy tickets if you'd like. It's not necessary, but if you want to buy them ahead of time, you can. Okay, but also we accept that we have tickets at the door. So it's $2 to get in, and our address is
2121 Rowlett Road.
75043. Charlie likes 2121.
you said it plenty of times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen.
But
So
it's a fun. It's a great environment, and if you haven't been, where have you been? So
Exactly.
come
Well,
on out.
And it's family friendly. My wife sets up. Randy's wife sets up there as well. So
Yep.
a little bit for everything. A little bit of everything for everybody.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we do appreciate having you guys on. We're going to steal a few minutes here because we have kind of an announcement to make for anybody that's still on with us, and then we're going to raid somebody also when we're done with this. But real quick, just to let everybody know, so we are dropping episode 48 of the Toy Rewind podcast tomorrow, where we spoke to Scott from the SDS guys about nothing more than the 3 3/4 inch GI Joe line from 1982 to 94, Michael.
82 to 94.
82 to 94. Yeah. So we spoke to him. We got that. It is dropping like honestly at midnight tonight. If you're in local time, like I drop at midnight because that's the fun time to do it. So yeah, be sure you check that out. But along with that, so that's episode 48. But we are coming up on our 1 year of doing Toy Rewind. Episode 50 marks that 1 year. We are talking about Michael's favorite thing in the world. We're talking about Hot Wheels. So this is a chance for everybody to know 2 weeks in advance that we're talking about a toy line before we ever get. Usually we drop like little hints. But we're letting you know 2 weeks in advance. Also, if you want to watch us, we're going to do this one live in 2 weeks, August 4th. It's a Wednesday, August 4th. The three of us will be on our Twitch account, on YouTube, on Facebook, doing a live recording of the podcast where we have some giveaways.
Yep.
I'm going to get these things out one more time. They smell amazing. But we have 3 giveaways we're going to do, basically one from each of us live during the thing, and each one of them is going to come with one of these. These are like vinyl record sleeves with our thing, and you do have the option. If you win it, you can have us sign them if you want. If that's something you want. If you don't want my autograph, I don't care. It's up to you. Depending on how you want to do it. But we're going to be giving away those and giving away some other stuff, and so it's going to be a lot of fun. And that's going to be 8 p.m. Same time we did this, 8 p.m. or Central Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, August 4th. All this is going to come out on Instagram and Twitter over the next couple weeks. And we've got lots of people that are going to be kind of helping us push it out and everything. Just celebration of being able to do this for 1 year.
Cool. Well, congratulations, guys.
I've heard for a lot of things, like a lot of doing podcasts, like doing episode 3 is a big thing if you can make it that far. I know Geek Together has been doing it for about 100 years now. The Dorksmen have been doing it for 45 years. So they've been doing it forever, and it's like we're just now getting to 1 year and 50. It's a huge thing. And the best part is we have a list of like this that's just keeps growing of more toy lines. So we're not going anywhere anytime soon. We just want to celebrate doing this for a year.
What's cool is when I'm researching one toy line, I come across another one that I hadn't even thought about. I add it to the list and add another one and another one. Yeah. So
or when we do one about Buddy dolls and we've got like 8 different dolls that we're going to talk about, and you're like, nope, there's too much. We got to break that one out. It's going to be a whole different episode. So, which to be honest, Teddy Ruxpin probably deserves his own anyway. So
yeah,
we should have known that from the get-go.
Freaked me out, dude.
Yeah, exactly. So,
oh my gosh.
Be sure you check out our Instagrams. Check us out. You can anywhere pretty much Toy Rewind Pod. Check out the website, toyrewindpodcast.com, and you can see all those. I'd ask John to go through the list, but he doesn't have it in front of him. So I'm going to be nice. So be sure you check out those to get all that stuff. Come around, and we're all excited about it. And make sure you listen. Scott was really fun to have on. And spoiler, he might have accidentally won the game. Or maybe he didn't. I don't know. So you just have to listen and find out.
By the way, I do have a list up.
Oh, he does have the list. Where can people find us, John?
You can check us out on our website at toyrewindpodcast.com. You can email us at toyrewindpodcast@gmail.com. Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch is all Toy Rewind Pod. Facebook and YouTube is Toy Rewind Podcast. And then, of course, we do the podcast bingo Andrew takes care of at podcastbingo.com/Toy Rewind. And then our showcases for the collectors are right here with the Geek Together channel.
That's what I was about to say. Don't forget. Not that one. I'm trying to get our raid up. Sorry. We're going to raid Andrew J. Noe.
No, I knew you were going to ask, so I made sure I had my list up. So
I feel like you were being a little smart with me on that. Be sure you hashtag with this a retakes raid, or it could be a Geek Together raid because who knows. But a retakes raid would be awesome. So we're going to start that raid again. Randy, Charlie, thanks for joining us.
Appreciate you guys. Yep.
Fun.
Thank y'all.
And thanks everybody for joining us. We'll keep up with our Insta and everything. We'll see y'all soon.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.